Guys, it's Flash. Today's Wednesday, June 26th, 4:24 p.m. Eastern. I got a quick daily recap of URA and CCJ. Right now, I really think these are the only two uranium instruments that matter in terms of the broader space. We can also look at some ratios today too while we're at it. But just a daily review. We're on the daily chart. I rarely do this, but I'm kind of starting to dive in a little bit in terms of we've talked about these time cycles. This is all just going according to plan. The time up and down, up and down. There's a beautiful rhythm here to the uranium market highlighted in URA. And I don't think we're going to be expecting to kind of trough until August 1. Let's talk to me in August. That's when I think this will get really interesting because, and I'm going to bounce over to the CCJ chart. But you see here, CCJ is also showing the same rhythm for the most part. And on these troughs, you have these mini bowls that I've kind of highlighted here. This is a bigger one. And yeah, it's not really perfect. We make a higher high here, but it still kind of forms this bowl shape, right? And that's right in this timing, the low area right here. And so right now I think we still have some room to come down on CCJ, as much as I hate to say it. But again, August 1, maybe we can probably tighten this up a little bit. But here's kind of what I'm thinking in terms of a potential buy zone, and I'll tell you why. If I go do a fib retracement, again, I'm not a huge Elliott wave guy right now, but if we throw the fibs on this general structure right here, the 618, I did this backwards. See, this is what happens. But if we do it like this, the 618 and the 0.5 of this whole structure, this ABC structure, I guess we could call it. You can break it down into more waves than one. But this is kind of a nice little buy zone, I think, in the dog days of summer. So I appreciate you guys staying with it. Get the bigger picture in mind, I hope. But you can see, this could be another bull that we're forming. But again, it's all part of the time cycle. So if we go back to URA, we can do a similar exercise. And again, just a healthy pullback. We want to make a higher low here. So we can at least stay above 2682 on URA and hopefully make a higher low. So that's kind of what I'm seeing right now on the daily. It is getting closer to the end of the month. So probably on Friday, I'm going to do a month review. It's also like a quarter close. So we can do a quarterly review as well as a 6-month review. We're halfway through 2024. So let's go into some ratios here. First, we'll look at U.UN. And what I've highlighted here is kind of that ABC pattern I just talked about, but this is to the downside. I'm going to do a video on these ABCs, but I think, the market or the market makers or, whatever is behind the price, the buyers and sellers, you'll notice a lot that there are these ABC patterns. And so, and the C will typically break the low. Call it like a three wave move, right? Typically breach the low here. So again, I'll just go like this, A, B, C. Breaches the low, and then that's when the next move kind of begins. Like that's an ending move. It tries to shake people out, do a little bit of a lower low, which it did here, and then we can start to start the next waves upward. So that's kind of what I'm seeing here on U.UN. Similar story with the metal itself. Not a great looking chart. We'll skip that one today. This is some bigger picture stuff, but everything's going according to plan. URA divided by U.UN. Look at URA over the SPX. And again, this whole structure here, we're kind of in that retracement zone, and it's also doing that A, B, C. We might find a lower low here. URA measured in SPX. Similar story with gold, right? This is more bullish though, looking, it has a falling wedge. I still think we could make one more low. And that could, we could make a lower low here and then shoot back up. So that's kind of what I'm seeing on the charts. You can look at NVIDIA per CCJ. This just looks still bullish for NVIDIA, honestly. But yeah, I mean, we can kind of hang out on the daily time frame and like, hey, we just kind of wait this little correction out. We got to wait it out. And if we're confident in the uranium space, if we think it's going higher, and again, see my bull case for uranium video, it was like 5 videos back. But I mean, this could be a really good entry point down here, you know, to get more shares. The whole goal would be to acquire more shares than you would have if you were buying up here. You know, not financial advice, but you know, hypothetically, that's what I would be looking for. So hope this helps, guys. I know it's not, you know, I'm going to get back to my momentum analysis and everything versus SPY and gold and CCJ. We want to see what's going to outperform CCJ. You know, right now we can look at Paladin. Again, not looking too good, Paladin. You know, even here you kind of have, you know, ABC there, and then, you know, it dips above this little higher high here. There's a little ABC kind of even in this one. So then, you know, once you crack the A, you could start bleeding out, which is what we're doing. So what I'm going to be looking for on Paladin especially, and I kind of have this box highlighted, is if we can kind of round out and make a higher low, you know, we could be looking at something like this with Paladin. And that ends right in the middle of August, right? So I'd be looking for kind of a, hopefully this makes a little ABC structure. That would give me confidence that, hey, if this C then breaches that A and we start to go up, that could be a really, really good look. And I know it's kind of a new, I don't know, a new way of looking at charts. But even if we look at, I'm going to zoom out to the 3-day on here. But if we look at Paladin on the 3-day, I mean, you can kind of see these ABC structures, like A, B, and it breaches the low here. Oh, that's my dog. And so then it breaches the low, it shoots right back up, and then you go on this massive run. So even if we pull up CCJ, this chart is pretty noisy, I will say, but we go out to the monthly. And then what do you have here? A, B, extended C, and within that extended C, you know, you can make the argument that it's like that, and then it gets above this low, and then you just rock it. So again, something I'm just seeing repeating, and I gotta say I found it from, if you know the guy on YouTube, his name is Kite Crossing or Kite Crypto. I kind of used to follow him a little bit. He used to chart a lot of crypto charts, and he'd find these ABCs in these markets. And that's how he would trade. And he got it from, I believe, a gentleman named Trader Tom. So don't ask me all the gory details, but see if we can get a clean chart going here. Like for URNM rather. You know, you kind of have A, B, C. You crack the A. You do a little bit of a consolidation. You know, A, B, C. And then the final one is A, B, C, and you crack this low and you make a run. So I don't know, I'm starting to look at some markets differently. I'm not getting impatient, I wouldn't say. But man, I love to look at charts. It's kind of a hobby of mine, right? So I don't know, I put some time in and I find these things and I'm hoping they're helpful. Drop me a like if they are. Otherwise, guys, don't have too much to recap today. It's not as fun when we're going through this correction, but again, take it day by day. We'll see through how July goes, but I'm expecting some more downside to come. Bottom late July, early August, maybe even mid-August, and then we'll see what Q3 and Q4 can bring the uranium space. We want to ultimately maybe hold this accumulation cylinder. That's what it looks like. Maybe hold the low within this accumulation cylinder, maybe a little bit of a dip below, and then we shoot back in, and then we could be off to the races. So got to have some patience, go outside, go play some golf. I'll talk to you guys in the next one.